Today, we're diving into an idea called the spark of giving. It's all about how these tiny moments of human connection can actually be the most powerful teaching moments we ever have. So let's get right into it.
This quote, this is really the heart of everything we're going to talk about. It's such a powerful reminder that our job as educators isn't just to hand out answers, but to build up the confidence in someone to find their own. We're going to start by seeing exactly how this plays out in a classroom.
Okay, so our first story is all about a young student named Swathi. She's in 8th grade, and she's a perfect example of how anxiety can really get in the way of learning. I want you to just picture this for a second. A student who's clearly bright, but she's just stuck, frozen by frustration. The source material describes it as a wall of anxiety that no amount of extra practice or drills can seem to break through. It's a situation a lot of us have probably seen, right?
And here we go. This is that critical moment. You can just feel the tension, can't you? The embarrassment, that feeling of just wanting to give up. This is the pivot point. This is where a single interaction can either make that wall of anxiety even higher or start to gently take it down.
Now pay attention to what the teacher does here. It's so smart. Instead of correcting her pronunciation, instead of saying try again, she completely shifts the focus. She moves from the mechanics of the word to its meaning. This isn't about correction, it's about connection. And there it is. That's the spark. In that one quiet moment, you can almost see the fear just fade away, and a little flicker of understanding takes its place. Suddenly, it's not just a scary word on a page anymore. It's an idea. It's a story. That's the breakthrough. You see, the teacher gave Swathi something way more valuable than just the right answer. She gave her a safe space to connect with a story, and that gave her the courage to try. It might seem like a small step, but for Swathi, it was absolutely monumental. All right, so now let's look at this whole idea from a totally different angle. Our next student, Arpita, isn't struggling with anxiety. She's dealing with something that can be just as tricky to overcome: complete and total indifference. We've all known an Arpita, right? She's perfectly capable, super smart, but just checked out. For her, physics was just a bunch of abstract formulas and weird equations. It was like a foreign language that had absolutely no meaning in her world. So what does the teacher do? Well, if the abstract isn't working, you make it real. You make it tangible. By literally taking the lesson outside, the teacher turned potential and kinetic energy from boring words in a textbook into a bouncing ball and a stretching slinky. And just like that, everything changed. The doodles in her notebook were replaced by actual diagrams, by questions. That simple act of making the lesson hands-on lit a fire of curiosity in Arpita. She wasn't just being told the rules of the universe anymore. She was finally being invited to help figure them out for herself. So when you put these two stories side by side, you really see two fundamentally different ways of teaching. On one hand, you've got the traditional approach, focused on formulas, grades, and correction. But on the other, you have this incredibly powerful alternative, a focus on meaning, curiosity, and connection. It's a huge shift from just giving answers to actually sparking discovery. Okay, so we've seen these amazing little moments in action, but what's really going on behind them? Why do these interactions feel so rewarding, not just for the student, but for the teacher too? Well, it all comes down to something called the cycle of giving. It's actually a pretty simple but really profound feedback loop. It all starts with the teacher's desire to help. That's the motivation. That motivation leads to an action, right? Like shifting focus to a picture or taking the class outside. And when that action creates a real impact, that little spark of understanding in the student, it feeds right back and makes the teacher's original joy even stronger. And this, right here, might be the most important takeaway of all. That smile. That look of, oh, I get it now. That sudden burst of questions. Those are the rewards. Those moments are what turn the hard, demanding work of teaching into something that's just so deeply fulfilling. So let's tie all of this together. What is the ultimate message here for any of us who teach or lead or mentor other people? At the end of the day, the goal isn't to be a walking encyclopedia, a fountain of answers. It's to be a catalyst for discovery. It's about having the patience and the presence to give students the courage they need to find their own way. And getting to witness their growth, well, that becomes the gift that fuels us to keep on giving. So I'll leave you with a question to think about. What's one moment, big or small, where you saw that spark in someone else, or maybe a time when someone helped spark it in you. Because as we've explored here, it's those small human moments of connection that really, truly matter the most.